Hi everyone, Kathleen here from Acrylic Revival. Welcome to your crafty kit. This is a kit to make yourself 4 ceramic coasters. So in your box, you will find 4 of these white unpainted ceramic coasters, as well as 4 little cork pads for the bottom. These are self-adhesive, so you just peel off that sheet and then press this onto the bottom of the coaster. Okay, as well, you are going to find some paint. Okay, everybody will have a different color. This particular one is Bellwood, which is a lovely sort of sage green. A 1-inch paintbrush. Tough Coat in Matte. This is a wipe-on poly to seal your coaster when it's all done. There is enough here for several projects, so keep that handy. A couple of alcohol wipes. Some transfers so you can make your coasters beautiful, and a burnishing stick that you will use there. So here's what you're going to do. First thing, take your ceramic coaster and an alcohol wipe. Just going to wipe off the top. Now, you may wonder what's the top and what's the bottom. They're extremely similar looking, so it's really hard to sort of differentiate. If I was doing this one, I would probably choose this as the top, but again, it's really just not going to matter because they're very similar. Okay, so you're going to clean the top with your alcohol wipes. I usually use 1 wipe for 2 coasters, so you've got 2 wipes here for your 4 coasters. So you're going to wipe those down. Then you're going to let them sit for about 10 minutes or so. Make sure they're nice and dry. Then you'll take your paint, give it a little shake. If it's at all overly thick, you can add a tiny bit of water to it if you need to, but should be good to go. Okay, so you'll take that. You're going to paint a light coat of paint on each coaster. Okay, so do 1 fairly thin coat, see what you think of it. If it looks like you've got good coverage, you don't need to do a second one, but you can if you'd like to. Now, once you're happy with that, make sure you check all of your edges, so your paint is even down your sides as well, because sometimes it'll drip a little bit. So just mind that. Okay, once you've finished your paint, if you want to distress it a little bit, now's the time. So let it sit nice and dry for about an hour or so. If you want to take a little bit off, now's the time. Just grab some sandpaper and you can lightly sand wherever you'd like to remove some paint from. But that's totally up to you, crafter's choice, whatever you want to do. Once you're happy with your paint, then it's going to be time to do your transfer. So make sure it's dust free. Just give it a wipe down if you did any sanding on it. Just wipe it with a lint-free cloth of some sort. And then you're going to do your transfer. If you've never done transfers before, they're really fun. They're so easy to use. Of all the things that people do to enhance their furniture or their projects, I think transfers are the easiest. So you will cut out whatever one you want, first of all. And you're just going to cut just loosely around it. You're not cutting to edges. You're not making it exact. You want to leave some space around it. Okay, once you've done that, then play with it a little bit. Decide how you want your finish. You can wrap these around the edge, so if you want your flowers trailing over the edge, you can do that. Once you've decided where you want it, then you're going to separate these 2 pieces. Okay, so you'll see that white sheet in the back is just garbage. Then this clear with the grids, that has the actual transfer on it. So you don't want to touch that with your fingers. So make sure you stay away from that part. Then you're going to place just this clear part with the grid on it down on your surface. Once you place it, don't move it. Okay, so you get it in place and you're just going to sort of pat it down, make sure it's on there. You can see, obviously, I haven't separated this one because I don't actually want to use it. Then you're going to take your little burnishing stick and you're just going to rub. So you rub all over it, and then you'll peel it off and it'll leave the transfer behind. If you find any part of the transfer is still stuck onto the carrier sheet, lay it back down over it, scrub again, pull it off. It should transfer on there really nicely. Okay, once you're done that, you've got your image transferred on here, you're happy with that. And I'll just show you. Here's a little demonstration I did earlier. So this is a little frog transfer that's on here. Once you're happy, that's on there, it's good, it's adhering really well, then you're going to take your top coat. So you will get your little sponge that's included in your pack, and you're going to get this just barely damp. Once that's just barely damp, make sure, wring it out, make sure it's not dripping. Okay, then you're going to pour some of your Tough Coat Matte. Might need to give it a little shake. You don't want to introduce too many bubbles, but just make sure there's no mattifying agent stuck down at the bottom there. Okay. Then you'll just, this is a squeeze top, so you'll just squeeze a little bit on there, and you're going to take your sponge, damp side down in one direction, and just wipe it across. Pick it up, get your edges, let it sit. Let it sit for a couple of hours, overnight, next day, doesn't matter. Put a second coat on. So 2 coats of the Tough Coat will make the coasters very, very durable for you. Once you're all done with that, then you're just going to take your little cork pad, peel off this adhesive backing, press that to the bottom, and your coasters will be ready for you to use. These paint brushes that I'm including wash out really, really well, so just wash it up and you'll be able to use that over and over again. There is enough paint in here to do all 4 of these coasters, plus probably a couple other little small projects. So best thing to do is once you've taken the lid off and you've used your paint, put a little piece of plastic wrap between the jar and the lid so the lid doesn't get stuck on. Enjoy. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me.